Video player. Heading.
Shot energy. It's the bold taste of real
That can now be skipped.
with a variety of delicious flavors. For the energy you need all day and the great taste you want right now. Starbucks Double Shot. Real life energy. Second
Landscape. Home button to the left. Portrait.
Hey, we got to touch that, ball. This is awesome sauce.
Landscape. Home. Portrait. 59 seconds. Landscape. Home button to the left. Stop recording video. Portrait. 1 minute. 22 seconds.
better not mess around.
Yeah. In many positions. Awesome sauce.
Great. I just got off of eBay and now I gotta.
Yeah, I just got off the eBays. Those Disney DVDs are worth mad fucking money, yo. The VHS tapes with the black labels. The Little Mermaid, $3,000. Holy shit, yo. Hello, folks. This is Blind Adam. This is the Awesome Sauce Comics podcast. It is June 24th, 2016. We are back on the scene. That is Ukla the Mock with Arthur Curry. And that goes out to a good friend of mine by the name of Mel V over at comixheatingup.net. I'm about to play my interview with Tony Hammock of comixheatingup.net. I love you, Tony. I thank you very, very much for all the sponsorship and support you give to the Awesome Sauce Comics podcast. And I was just talking to an old friend on the phone for a while. My voice is shot, so I'm going to play the interview and then say goodnight. Keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the gold. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Thank you for being an Awesome Sauce family. Now let's play the interview. Blind Adam out.
Great. I just got off of eBay. Now I got to search for all my VHS tapes to see if I have this Black Diamond Little Mermaid that's like $3,000.
Check and see how much.
Yeah, I'll do that.
There's something on Snopes about that. About some multiple thousands of dollars, you know. Anything can be listed for any price. It's just they have to buy it at that price. I think a couple of them did sell for like something ridiculous. But
Yeah, because I heard Trey talking about some other Blu-ray DVD going for like multiples of thousands of dollars.
There's fanatics, maybe. You know.
And that's not even what I was looking for. I was looking for the JLA 51.
Oh yeah.
And how you doing?
I'm good, man. I found 5 copies of that the other night. At Barnes and Noble, in like the worst neighborhood. And normally the Barnes and Noble, if you want to get out of a bad neighborhood, you just put Barnes and Noble on your GPS, and it'll take you to a good neighborhood. It's true. They had 6 copies sitting on the shelf. I kicked myself for not buying all 6. But one of them was not in the best shape. Well, I was like, oh man, I should have still gotten that and sold it for like $20 or something. But I put 4 of the 5 copies up on eBay, sitting in the parking lot. And by the time I got home, I sold all 4 copies. But, you know, $25 turning into $200 real quick, and I'll take that any day.
Nice. I have to actually get to the Barnes & Noble that's near me. I'm going to take Jimmy's advice and actually call them first.
Yes. I got the barcode. I just sent it to a reader of Comixing Up. And if you call ahead, man, give them the barcode, they can look it up. Not only can they look up if they have it in stock, up in the upper right corner of their computer screen is a button that shows sales.
Mm-hmm.
So if they've sold them, you know they've already gotten on it. And that's it. You can stop messing with them. So that's not a bad way to go.
Alright, cool. I guess I'll start off with my 2 softball questions.
Sure.
One, what do you think of the Unpressable Defects, ran by our good buddies?
It's fun, man. It's probably one of the best podcasts, you know, on iTunes. You can tell they're having fun, and that's what comics is all about, man. Comics are fun, and you know, they're having a good time, and some of the jokes are just hilarious. I find myself cracking up all the time listening to them.
I actually had to put my head on my pillow last night at 2 in the morning listening to them.
It's a good group, man. And, you know, they were talking about the comments, you know, that people left on iTunes. And, you know, people are going to hate anything. And they're comics, let me take a side step for a second. You know, this week has been like a really tension-filled week in comics with the stuff that happened with Hot Mess Comics and all the CGC stuff. And, you know, there's like all sorts of disputes and feuds. So we've got all these different groups like CBSI, you know, Google Plus, all these Facebook groups, all these other Google Plus groups that just seem to hate on everybody. You know, and I'm not saying that CBSI does that, but, you know, the other groups seem to really see the CBSI because they're coming out with some great information. And so, you know, you get all this tension-filled week. But, you know, these guys, so, yeah, I mean, they took it, hey, we got somebody hating us, that's a badge of honor.
Well, yeah, they took that in stride, and it made me feel good, because, you know, I was like, cool, for the little bit of, like, discomfort that I've gotten over the last year, I don't know, I was like, thanks, guys. As much as I like to bust that group's chops, because I'm good friends with all of them, as I know you are too. It's not my new favorite thing to listen to.
Oh yeah, man, I look forward to it every Thursday at work.
You know,
to be honest with you.
You know, it seems like they made Mel to be the bad guy at times.
Yeah, Mel's such a character in real life anyway. I think I used to produce you guys last to New York.
Yeah, you did. Actually, I'm going to be playing a song just for him in a little while when I actually post this on the YouTube channel. It's a song just to him about Aquaman.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Aquaman's not one of the stronger rebirth launches, you know.
I read it, and it's the one that I'm probably not going to continue reading it for a little bit to trade.
Yeah.
Speaking of rebirth, you know, man, what do you think of rebirth so far, and what spec picks do you see lasting into the next 3 or 4 months?
Well, I was wrong about rebirth. Going in when they first announced rebirth before, you know, the press conference that they had, I was really kind of against it. I'm like, oh God, we're going to another relaunch. And, you know, a lot of us are just tired of, you know, renumbering. And I was a huge Scott Snyder fan as well on Batman. I mean, I've got a near complete collection of all the 125 variants for the Batman run, near complete collection. Well, I have a complete collection of all of the new 52 Batman, but the regular covers. But, you know, like putting together the 125 variants has been fun. So I hated to see him leave Batman proper, but you can't discount the fact that All-Star Batman is going to be working with some of the biggest talent in the industry. I mean, Paul Pope, you know, when you talk about big talent, you don't think about Paul Pope. He's more of an indie guy, but he's my favorite artist. So Paul Pope on Batman again, because what he did with Batman, was it Batman 100 or Year 100 or whatever?
I think it's like Year 101.
Yeah, it's one of the best Batman stories.
Alright, I will jot that down. Hang on. I'm jotting that down real quick because I got to do another top 20 eventually anyways.
Yeah. Batman Year 100, it's just well done. It's just, you know, it's typical Paul Pope. It's just fantastic. So, like, that's going to be a big one. Snyder back on Batman. You know, people are going to take notice. Super Sons, man, everybody's looking forward to that. People are just digging, you know, what's going on in Superman with Jonathan Kent.
Which is my favorite book to read.
I'm not a Superman guy either, and I'm reading the book. This is what's going to happen to Jonathan Kent. You know, we ran spoilers of him frying his cat Goldie like 2 nights before, and that was like, you know, that spoiler was like the biggest hit on the website.
That, and if that page ever comes up for sale, I'll buy that in a heartbeat. But that made me a fan of this. He's now like what Damian Wayne was back in the beginning to me.
Yeah. And you can't discount, you know, the new Suicide Squad. Number one, each Suicide Squad with Harley has been, you know, it's just blown up in price. So,
Harley Quinn is an excuse to print money.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely DC's Deadpool, you know.
Exactly. I actually think the number one, because I'm not allowed to talk about them yet, but I knew two store variants that are going to be wild.
I know of one as well that I've seen it, and when the concept leaks out on what this is, it's fantastic. It is fantastic. It's a connecting cover to some of the probably best Gotham female characters, and that's giving away too much.
Yeah, I'm already starting to put together in my head who's putting this out.
Don't say anything.
Oh, I'm not, because they're a sponsor of the show, and that will kill my sponsorship money.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cover. I saw the art the other day, and I was blown away. And you know, I get a lot of free stuff, and there's just, you know, one of the variants that I'm gonna sink a couple of bucks into, just because it's such a good looking cover.
Nice. I actually hope the regular cover for Alana's sake goes really well.
Oh yeah, she was smart about it. She purchased 208 copies Suicide Squad #1 and Harley Quinn #1 at 50% off, like 50 and 52% off. And there's no way she's going to lose money on that. I mean, even if she listens to the cover.
She didn't put that part of it in her post.
Well, that might be some inside baseball stuff. I think she did. I think she mentioned in the comment section. She still didn't say who she ordered them from because she's out in Hawaii, and it's kind of hard to ship things out to Hawaii, especially something that large.
Yeah.
Large of a.
Alright, no, I didn't realize she was out in Hawaii. I thought she was out more towards somewhere on the West Coast.
Well, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, no, just because I saw she did it. I really liked her coverage of the Phoenix Con. That's why.
That was Louis Martinez, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Louis Martinez is a guy who does convention coverage out on the West Coast for me.
Okay.
And he does great stuff. He pays attention to stuff, and he's very detailed in taking notes and taking pictures. And he sends me these huge files, just full of images, and it just takes me forever to get those picture galleries up, just because of the nature of the website, the format I use WordPress, and it just takes a long time to put all those images in and resize them. But I mean, it's fantastic. It's well worth the time to do. But yeah, that was Louis Martinez.
Okay, I got them confused. Speaking of conventions, now that we're in summer convention season, what convention are you looking forward to the most?
New York, man. New York is always the moneymaker for me. I've got a couple of guys coming up. Tyson B from www.toybox1.com is coming up. Agent Poyo, who does Poyo's Picks of the Week, is coming up. Those guys are both down in the Southwest.
You should put a stipulation for Poyo that he has to dress up as Poyo.
Well, I've been looking on Amazon for chicken masks. So, the funny thing is, like, Tyson and I, these guys, Mel, Tyson, Poyo, we're texting back and forth all the time. And the thing that I like about it, I don't have any comic book friends in my area. Most of I'm 42 years old. Most of the 42-year-old guys who moved past comic books years ago. But, these are the guys I'm texting back and forth with all day, every day. And so it's nice just to have, guys of similar minds, similar interests that you can talk to. But, I've never met Tyson or Poyo in person, so this is going to be my first chance to meet those guys in person.
Well, definitely have to get together for for AfterCon meal this year, because the only time I talk to Poyo is when we comment on each other's posts on the site, and the only time I ever talk to Tyson is thanks clown, you made me spend more money I didn't really want to spend on pops. P.S. I love you.
Yeah, we got me into pops, and I love them and hate them. I've got over 100 pops now.
You're up to 100? I'm up to
Yeah.
I'm up to about 240 of the damn things.
Holy cow. Well, I'm sitting in my office at work right now with probably 50 of them. I have a bookshelf that's just covered in toys, and I have a professional job where I have, professional people around me. So people come into my office, and most of the stuff in my office is horror related. So they just look at it like, what the hell? So it's kind of fun.
Alright, let's see, I'm waiting for for my brother-in-law to get back when he gets to the house tonight. I'm actually, if I can get cheap enough airfare, I may actually go out to San Diego.
Nice.
A sponsor of the show, who I'll keep nameless, said I could stay at his place. So that knocks out a mutual friend of ours, by the way.
I can see that it is.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's such a big community and so small that, so many guys know so many guys,
but I'm actually looking forward to Rhode Island Comic Con more than anything else this season.
Yeah.
It's gonna just because it's gonna be Stan Lee's last East Coast appearance.
Yeah. Well, Stanley's, it's just taking a tear on him. I mean, he's an older guy now. I mean, he really is old. He's, 90-something, I think. And, the body can only go on for so long doing the same thing over and over again.
Exactly. and I'm hearing that, that Kevin Eastman's going to announce his retirement at Rhode Island Comic Con officially.
Oh, man, that's a shame. I got a chance to interview Kevin Eastman in Baltimore, not Baltimore, D.C. last year. And I wasn't, like, starstruck, because I've met so many, like, big names in the comic industry. I was sitting with Joshua Williamson at the Skybound booth in New York Comic Con. In the back room of the Skybound booth, there's this little break room. And Robert Kirkman just kind of came in and was hanging out. And, I'd met Kirkman before, but it was, he wasn't Kirkman at the time that I met him. Now he's not only the creator of The Walking Dead, but he's, the creator of The Walking Dead TV show, which is, huge. And, so I wasn't starstruck with Eastman, but he was just so damn cool, the stories that he told. And I think at like 11 minutes of interview time, we probably talked for 20 minutes, it was like, it was just cool stories. So he's just a cool character,
Yeah, well, at least you got words out. Last year at New York Comic Con with me and Frank Miller, I got "Thank you for your career." Next.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of complaints about Frank Miller in New York last year.
And that's not a bad complaint. I was trying to, that's just how starstruck I got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, so if you had to pick 3 back issues right now, that really spent heavily on, what would they be?
That's tough. I mean, CBS, I covered the Superboy books, the Superboy 19.
Which I've only sold one on eBay.
Action Comics 423. You have the early Jonathan Kent stuff, which
Actually, just to clarify that, so they know, Action Comics is the 583, and I think, and then there was Superman 423, and then there's the Superman Annual 11.
That's what it was, Superman 423. So, I mean, those are definitely big books to spec on. They're low-cost entry, and that's why I like not having to spend a lot of money to flip something. Honestly, people need to get out and start searching the back issue bins for Alistair Arcane. Alistair Arcane, was options. It's going to be...
Is that the Jim Carrey movie thing?
Yeah, and it was such a great book. That's a Steve Niles book. And Steve Niles is, he's a great writer. Does horror-themed stuff, which I like. But those books are out there, man. I mean, they've sat out there forever, and nobody paid them any mind. And, I'm itching because I know where a couple sets are. And, sorry. I just want to get out there and get them. So that's definitely a big one. People need to start looking for it. People laugh. I think I mentioned it before. Is the early Zombie Girl stuff or Zombie Tramp stuff?
Yeah, that's great stuff. And anyone who can find that on the cheap should just scoop that stuff up.
Yeah, even the Action Lab stuff goes for decent money. It really does. So, I mean, that's really what I'm always looking for. Well, the Alistair Arcane, I haven't always been looking for, but I have a set from when it first came out back in 2004. Just because that's what I read. I read horror stuff. I love Steve Niles, so the fact that it's a Steve Niles book, that was a must pick up for me.
Yeah, that means for New York Comic Con, depending on how long you're up here for, I'll have to take you to American Psycho, the musical.
Nice. I love that movie, so.
I can't believe they made a musical of it, and I mean, I just need an excuse to go see it now.
Well, there's also the American Psycho Misfits song, which came out, I think, before the movie did. Can't quite remember the time frame of it, but I'm a huge Misfits fan too, so, there's a lot going for that,
Actually, there's 2 books that, I'm going to put them on my next top 20 gems that I'm now actively looking for. One is the Scarface #1 photo cover.
Nice.
Which I just found in a collection I bought. Faust 12, which I'm doing for a favor for, Mel.
Yeah.
Just because he's been looking for it.
I was up in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago. You were up there for a little bit of it. When I stopped by and talked to your friend at the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. But I was, Larry had a bunch of, from Larry's Comics, had a bunch of pals. And my brother went with me, my younger brother. He's, I don't know, 38 or whatever it is. Not like he was a kid or anything, but I felt like such a kid buying the books because I knew Mel was looking for 1,000 books. So I picked up a bunch of them. And, Larry he always gives me fantastic deals. His booths are always worth checking out at cons. But he gave me such a fantastic deal on them. But then he started teasing me about them, and I felt like I was like 12 years old, trying to sneak a Playboy or something. It was so funny.
That sounds like something Larry would do.
Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. I mean, he was going for it. And he's the personality. He's definitely got like a really big personality, and it was funny. I couldn't stop laughing.
Actually, Larry will never call me by my real first name. I'm Blind Brian to him for some reason.
You're blind what?
Blind Brian. I don't know where he got it from. He goes, you look like a Brian to me, so you're not Blind Brian forever.
Yeah. So.
And I'm the only person from New York that he says he likes.
Well, you're on the Jersey side now, so I don't know if that adds to or takes away from your credibility and size.
I have no clue, but I was wearing a Boston Red Sox hat when he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you have on the list coming up?
Let's see. Right now I have that, and I have Detective Comics 854, which is the start of that Batwoman storyline that from Greg Rucka, because it had a second print that I wasn't aware of.
Well, and they're so cheap, but those issues of 52 with her first appearance of Batwoman.
They're so undervalued.
Books. Oh yeah, way undervalued. She's gonna be a player for a long time.
And I'm actually, the reason I put that out there, I'm loving the new detective book.
Yeah. Oh, God. Again, we run the spoilers for that over at comicseatingout.net. And,
I didn't read that post.
Oh, man. I had the images up.
Well, that wouldn't have done me good anyways. All right, good.
Yeah, it's tough. I gave a brief description of them, but trying to be vague at the same time. Not to give away anything. Want to see the spoiler images. But, so essentially when they added Clayface to the mix, this Batman that he's moving, I'm like, what the hell are they going to do with Clayface? But then he's got these power inhibitor gauntlets, which turns him back into a human, and he's just so unsure of himself as a human. It's like, I can't fight like this. Robin's there telling him, like, well, you can't just smother people with mud all the time, So, it's a really interesting mix-up.
Actually, I'm also liking that for spoiler alert people. That in the first time in a long time, we had a really heartwarming conversation between Tim and Bruce.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, what we're seeing with DC right now is DC is giving the fans what they want. And before they're giving the fans what they thought they wanted. But they're not. They're giving the fans what they actually want now. So we're seeing these, I don't want to say more tender moments, but yeah, absolutely more tender moments of, these characters that you normally don't see or haven't seen in so long.
I haven't seen it since like Flashpoint, and my other big spec book is Flash Brightest Day numbers 10 through 12, which was the lead into Flashpoint.
Okay. Alright. I was looking them up. We sit here and talk comics all the time. I'm always looking stuff up at my computer. So, cool. Well, I think there was a free comic book day book. One of the Grand Lantern ones, I think I remember correctly, had a Flashpoint preview on it. Free comic book day books really don't do that much, with the exception of like Six Gun, number 1. So it's cool to see some of those pop, And I've got
Same here. I have like 2 long boxes just full from the last like decade of Free Comic Book Day stuff.
Well, probably 1 long box, but yeah, not quite. I go in, the stores are creating unstamped copies, which I appreciate.
They make good freebies when I'm set up at conventions, though.
What's that?
They make good freebies for me throughout the year. Especially when I have to deal with, crying younger children at conventions. It's like, hey, free comic?
Yeah.
Let me ask you the other softball question I wanted to ask while you're looking something up. What happened to fast food toys, dude?
That's a good question. I've got 2 young boys. I've got a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and man, they just stink. They used to be cool. Going back to the late 90s, early 2000s, or maybe it was, they did the Beanie Babies or whatever, the mini BB.
Dude, my stomach's gonna get a stomachache even thinking of that Beanie Baby promotion because my grandmother collected those, and every night during that whole promotion, it was like 4 times a day. It was like we would have 4 to 5 Happy Meals.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having
That's fine.
allergy issues here.
Join the club.
I was dating a girl at the time who was selling Beanie Babies. She had was doing very well on Yahoo auctions and eBay, and then she had a booth set up in a antique store, and so we were constantly out, looking for these things for. I was flipping comics, she was flipping Beanie Babies, and God, I don't know how many Happy Meals I ate, but I probably ate 1 million chicken nuggets at that time. So.
The last cool promotion I can remember was the Young Justice and Green Lantern promotions that McDonald's did about 5 years ago.
Okay. Were they the action figures?
Yeah, when the Young Justice, for the Happy Meals, and then 1 million moms or something lost their minds that toys and Happy Meals were ruining kids or something, and I haven't seen a good promotion since.
Yeah, I'll tell you, 2 of my favorites ever. Going back to the fact I'm a huge horror fan, I think it was Burger King or McDonald's. I think it was Burger King that did a Universal Monsters one. It was Dracula in a Coffin, Frankenstein, Wolfman. I think it was the Mummy. As toys, they were kind of cheaply made, but they were very reminiscent of the Remco action figures.
That may have been Burger King, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Burger King. And the Burger King, I'm not a Burger King fan, but they did some Simpsons figures for Halloween every year. And they were just fantastic to pick up. I'm a huge Simpsons fan, too, so,
Yeah, those I remember very fondly, because that's when anytime the Burger King did the Simpsons promotion, I was eating there all the time until I got my second plate. To the point where the manager was just saying, "We don't want you here anymore. Here you go."
Well, you can go in. The thing that I've learned is you can go in and buy the toys outright. But they killed Happy Meal toys. The Million Moms, Million Angry Moms killed.
Because I know you're at your place at work. We won't mention them anymore, because if anyone wants to listen to my rant about 1 Million Moms, go back about 3 or 4 episodes where I ripped them a new one.
Yeah.
Just the story I read about them on Bleeding Cool.
I don't think I read that. What was that one?
That was the one where they put out their response to the Allende massacre. And it was this really, really, really the most poorly placed thing for them to go on their tangent about how they just wanted to boycott Target. And I was just like, the first time I actually emailed Rich in a long time, and I said, "Thank you for writing my podcast for me today."
Yeah. I want to go back and touch on that. What books are you specking on? Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that keep coming out, and I know we've talked about, and you put them on your top 20 list. Marvel's greatest comics.
Oh, definitely.
Tales has been picked over, but I'm still finding reprints of first appearances of Marvel's greatest comics cheap. I mean, these were series. When I was a kid, I wouldn't read them. I didn't care about the Golden Age stuff, or the Silver Age stuff. I should say Silver Age stuff.
And those FF reprints are out of all the reprints, the FF reprints are the cheapest.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I'm actually looking at mycomicshop.com right now, and yeah, the Fantastic Four stuff is really cheap. And it's Jack Kirby art. There's Jim Starlin covers. Some of the biggest creators. There's Stan Lee written stuff in here. These are some of the best stories ever told, and reprints of some great first appearances. Marvel's Greatest Comics 50 is the first appearance of him, Adam Warlock reprint.
Actually, thank you for helping me figure out which issue of that actually reprinted that, because I was actually trying to look for that for the longest time.
Yeah, and right after we did that, I found like 2 copies in a dollar bin, and they were really high grade copies. I was like, this is stuff that's just getting passed over. That shouldn't be passed over.
Yeah, so initially I was looking for the Black Panther reprints.
Yeah, and I think they were Marvel's greatest comics as well.
Yep, and when I looked at what they were going for, I was like, wow, these are beyond cheap.
Yeah, they really are. There's great untapped potential in there, and I actually started doing these when I was looking for like the first appearance of Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't remember. I think it was Marvel's Greatest Comics has a reprint of the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, it does. I just forget the issue number off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can find it now. But again, I think I got it off eBay for $1 because the first appearance of Guardians of the Galaxy was just blowing up at that point. So you can sink the money into it, or you can get like these cheap reprints that have so much room for growth, and people are going crazy for reprints now, second prints and all that. So.
Oh yeah, that's the reason don't be surprised if half my top 20 next week is all second prints.
That's fine.
Because as I'm searching for things, I'm like, wait, that had a second print? Really? Batman 18, which was the funeral for Damian issue. It's like, wow, that had a second print? And then, of course, there's some of the more obscure, like Nightfall second and third prints I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
But even something like a Marvel Double Feature, which is some great Tales of Suspense reprints.
Yep. And there's just so many of these books that they put out that, I think that Guardians of the Galaxy was a Marvel Collectors. What was it? Marvel Collectors Item Classics.
Yep.
Now that I think about it. Because, there really is so many great Marvel books that have been reprinted in, with another title. That they just kind of languish. They're not worth anything, but there's a lot of room for growth in them. And as things age, paper ages, it doesn't always age well. There's less and less of these books on the market. It's a good chance, to get these kind of things. Look at, what like the Action Comics reprints are doing. The ones from the 80s is worth.
That 1988 Action Comics 1 reprint is $100.
Yeah.
And actually, you know which one's even rarer? The rarer DC reprint from that era is the Oreo Cookies Detective 27.
Speaking of which, somebody had sent me an email, and I'm kicking myself for not remembering who it was at the moment. But there's a hair dye out right now that has Harley Quinn on the packaging, and included in it is a Suicide Squad tie-in comic featuring Harley Quinn and the Joker. And as weird as that
was like in the early 20s.
Possibly. I can't remember the issue.
Never can I, but I remember that one of the person who describes my comics for me was really complaining about that he didn't like that they were making the character look like Margot Robbie.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
Never do I.
This is her. It is the in continuity, in movie continuity. First appearance of that Harley and the first appearance of that tattooed Joker.
You know what? I'm going to have to seek out hair dye. Thanks, Tony.
One more cousin. Hair dye. Let's see if I can find this one. That's all my emails up on my tongue. Splat movie hair dye.
Splat movie hair dye. You heard it here first on the Awesome Sauce Comics.
Harley's on the box, and apparently there's this comic in it. Now, I'm not going to spend $25 on a box of hair dye. But I've seen one open.
You know, thank God I know. Thank God I know a lot of dancers who I can just probably twist their arms a little bit and pick it up for me.
Well, yeah. There's a bunch up on eBay right now. It's splat hair dye. Let's see.
What are they going for on eBay?
$20.
Alright. Alright, this will lead me to my next, speaking of movie tie-ins and all that, do you think an old back issue of entertainment magazines are worth specking on, man?
That's tough, because I'm sitting on a bunch of old, like, Star Wars, episode 1 TV guides that I picked up years ago, and some of the first Spider-Man movie TV guides and stuff like that. I've got some of these, like, Entertainment Weekly or whatever, right back to the first Batman movie, because I would buy everything Batman I could at the time.
Yeah, I think everyone was, just, because I do well, with the San Diego Comic-Con TV guides. However, I'm bringing them to, like, the Heroes and Villains Fest and Walker Stalker conventions where people are looking for that stuff to get autographed.
Yeah. Well, it's a different crowd. It's not what I'm into. I do love autographs, but, I'm a comic book autographs guy. I've got tons of signed books, but it's just not my thing.
I do that more and more for the podcast than I do anything else. It's why I have interviews with Ben McKenzie and stuff like that on the podcast.
Yeah.
It just needs stuff in that gets signed while I'm talking to them.
Yeah. Well, there are people who collect movie autographs, and it's a huge industry. But it's just not my thing. I'd rather spend the time with an unknown comic book creator than, like, Wizard World. Go to the Wizard World, they had all the celebrities behind, cubicle walls, for lack of better terms. They were, like, sectioned off, and I was, like, walking by, like, I haven't been to Wizard World in, like, 5 years or whatever, and they used to have them, you could walk by the booths and at least see the celebrities. But now they have them to where you can't see them, and I wasn't a big fan of that. But, Michael J. Fox would be cool to get an autograph. I think it was like $600 to get him and Christopher Lloyd to sign something.
Yeah, it was something insanely amount of money. You can actually commission Jim Lee to do a sketch, for the kind of money they were charging for that to that up.
Yeah, it's a little more money. There's other things I'd spend $600 on.
Exactly. Like throwing a bachelor party for Jimmy Linguini.
That's gonna be a blast, I bet.
Since he somehow convinced someone to get them. I actually can't believe he's actually getting married.
Yeah, it happens to all of us. Well, not all of us. It happens to a lot of us eventually. I never thought I'd get married.
Yeah, I know. But like I said, he's a good friend of mine, and he's a good friend of yours, and I actually have to email. I have to actually catch up with him eventually because, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I actually don't know Jimmy very well. I think we're like Facebook friends or something, and we've interacted on different message boards and all. But I really don't know the guy very well at all. But what I've seen, there's a video on YouTube.
Is that the one where he's rapping?
No. And I don't want to say it on the podcast just because it's not family friendly.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
The Robert Downey Jr. one?
Yep.
Yeah, that is by far one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And he was just so nonchalant about it, and it just cracked me up. I showed it to my wife. She's like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, it's funny as hell. So.
That's cool. Are you going to be at Baltimore this year?
Yeah.
That's what
We go to Baltimore every year. Got my press passes already.
Alright, cool. I'm actually going to email them later and see if they have space left because, we can definitely have a nice... Because I know Trey's talking about shenanigans and...
Baltimore's my hometown, man. So I've got friends flying in from Arizona. Nell's coming down. The CBS guys talking about being there. I actually met Trey for the first time there last year.
I now want to meet... I've only had 2 interactions with Trey in the last 2 months. He's a great guy, and, I even asked him if I can do a little bit more non-family friendly version of what I do for Comics Eating Up on the site, and he said he'd think about it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. One of the things I do want to spotlight, I just haven't got around to doing it. I talked about Zombie Tramp on here a couple of times, is, talking about specking more adult titles. When Pussycats came out, that was blowing up, and it was just a straight up adult title. I mean, it wasn't like hardcore or anything. I mean, there was nudity and all that.
I don't necessarily think it was that hardcore, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't hardcore at all. But there's some of these titles that do push the envelope, but they go for good money.
Exactly.
And a lot of people shy away from them. The early issues of Tarot, issues of Cape Woman.
Actually, there's even some of those, one of the things I do really well with, and then again, I got 2 of them signed, is, remember the He Said, She Said comics from the early 90s?
Yep.
That Amy, I kill it with the Amy Fisher one every time I sell it.
Well, there's a Bill and Monica, or Bill and Hillary, was it Bill?
Yeah, there's a Bill and Hillary one, which, that does well, the OJ one does well. There's like a Madonna one that... the Amy Fisher one, she was at an event that she actually signed the last 4 or 5 of them that I had for me.
Nice.
I was just like, it was too one of those I knew it was going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunities.
Yeah.
Alert. Carrier settings update.
What was that?
I said, was there a Lorena Bobbitt one?
No, there was not, unfortunately. But
Well, I definitely wouldn't get signed.
there was an online only issue of Playboy back in 2008 or 9 that had Marge Simpson on the cover, and I do extremely well with that.
That's, I love the Simpsons. I do remember the issue. It was Marge, I think, kind of letting on her side. It was like an homage to another classic Playboy cover.
Yep.
I would say that,
That and
I did well.
the Playboy issue with what's her name from The Walking Dead's origin in it. I always do well with now too.
My show.
Yeah.
One.
Yep.
Yeah. That's funny. For some reason, I always find WWE-related ones, the China ones, the Sable ones.
The China one blew up back after her passing.
I know I've got a couple of those somewhere, just because, buying collections, over the years, you always come across stuff.
Actually, a little history. Evan Dorkin actually got his start doing artwork in that magazine.
Huh. That's interesting. I'm a big milk and cheese fan. I didn't know that.
I still say I think Adult Swim really missed the boat on, milk and cheese.
Yes. Yeah, milk and cheese. Oh, God. It's just hilarious. Was it Merv Griffin? Them just committing random acts of violence while yelling Merv Griffin.
Yep.
We have a really big Renaissance festival down here, and milk and cheese going to the Renaissance festival, just beating up the nerds, as they called it, and God, it's just great stuff, just ultra violent, over the top. There's no redeeming quality to it whatsoever. It's so damn funny.
Yeah, but like I said, I buy the Creed #6 whenever I see it, which is very rare. So, are you caught up on Preacher?
The TV show? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm DVRing it and usually watch it after the kids go to bed. So, I don't get a lot of TV time in with two small kids. If it's not animated, then I'm not watching it. But I do want to give a big shout out to Netflix for running a TV show called, a streaming show called The Deep. I think this was Australian made and aired in Australia and Canada. But this is based on a series of graphic novels. It deals with this family of explorers that, explore underwater. It's really well done. My kids are enjoying it, thoroughly, but it is based on a graphic novel.
That's cool. I'll have to check it out. Right now, I just started binging Voltron.
Nice, yes. Trying to get my kids into that.
Which is a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
What was that?
I actually thought the show's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was in the shop the other day that was streaming it, and I think the first episode's like 2 hours long or something.
Yep.
And it's hard to get my kids to sit for 2 hours, so...
I hear that. So, speaking of things that just got optioned, you scooping up all the copies of Kitchen #1 you can?
I did. Graham Cracker Comics had them for sale. And again, going back to, guys that I'm talking to all the time, there's a guy named Brian Springman.
53 minutes, 10 seconds.
Movie option was announced, and I read the story, and then right before I read the story, I found Graham Cracker Comics had copies of #1 and #1 variant. And I think between him and I
Viewfind, take pic, stop recording video. Button.
Yeah, because I know when I read the story on the site, Ilana said that there were still copies left on Amazon, and by the time I got to Amazon, they were gone.
Yeah. And Amazon can handle anyway with, paying multiple shipping from one seller, to ship the books that we're paying $3 an issue, and then, you never know what condition they're going to really come in. You can't even see, the copies that they have online. And that's one of the issues that I love to see Amazon make. Just have actual pictures of the book.
Landscape. Home button to the left.
Like I said, even though there is one guy who I'm definitely going to take advantage of that's still up there, that had the Batman Adventures Collected Volume 2s for like $15.
Oh, wow.
And,
The original print run? Or the original printing of it?
yeah.
Because I've seen, they've since reprinted it, and I've seen the reprinted ones. I can't remember which cover's which one. I think that's the pink one on the cover.
I think so. If anything with Batman Adventures 12 right now, that holofoil from MegaCon.
Yeah. Now, we run a contest
actually have a copy. I'm actually toying around with the idea of getting it autographed by Eileen Serkin and then submitting it.
That would definitely be cool.
You know, just because I'm actually working on booking her for an event in the city that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So that's something that as soon as I have all the I's dotted and T's crossed, I'll put in the top of my top 20, giving all the details on that. You know, that I did my first. I actually did my first promoted convention a couple weeks back. It went pretty good.
Yeah, it's good to kind of expand your horizons there.
Yeah, man. And as we wind down, of course, I just really want to thank you for everything. Because without comics heating up, I thank you for giving me that sense of community on a daily basis.
Yeah, man, I love doing the site, and I love having, I love having your list on there, man. I mean, people, definitely, I see, spikes in traffic when it's up. I love having guest columnists, Alana does a great job, Mel does a great job, Podia does a great job.
Yeah, and one thing I actually that's cool about the site is it's very text reader friendly. I have no problem posting comments, up on the posts. I've actually had the reason I'm no longer doing things with some other sites is just because they're not text reader friendly.
Well,
And the cool thing is I've actually made friends with a lot of the other contributors on the site.
yeah.
You know.
Adam, I hate to cut it short, man, but I gotta run.
See, my spider sense was saying that. That's where I was winding it down, but we'll be in touch, and you have a great weekend, man.
You too, man. Let's do this again real soon.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, see you, man.
All right, see you.
New setting up now. Carry.
Like I said, another
Portrait
edition of
flip.
Talking Shop with Tony, man.
Portrait. 58 minutes.
So good for all your
26 seconds.
comic book speculation needs. Go to www.comicsheatingup.net. Tony, thank you. To all my friends over on unpressable defects, thank you. To everyone who listens to this podcast, thank you. I love you all. Thank you for helping me making my dream come true. Now go make your dream come true. Have a great weekend. I'm going to enjoy the Jersey Shore. And,
Messages notification. Rhodia. Hey, are you still up?
And I
59 minutes.
keep one foot in the gutter, one
7
fist in the goal.
seconds.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Why not? I'm out.
Viewfinder. Take. Stop recording.